In Michael Jordan, we see one of the greatest players of all time. What we can't see is his will within, his drive to accept all challenges, his vision to be the best. And for 3 straight years, he saw no team do it better than his Bulls. Then the challenge was gone, and Michael left. Last year, Jordan returned with his sights set on another title, but the Orlando Magic stopped them dead in their tracks.
The moment that I had against Orlando, I was in control of the ball. I lost the ball. We lost again. It was not the characteristics of my game, and hopefully I could redeem myself to what happened last year.
Now, Jordan has that chance for redemption. And he and his teammates have responded with a suffocating defense that has ignited the Bulls to 3 straight victories. Michael has seen his teammates rise to the occasion, playing with the fire and determination that has the Bulls 1 win away from a trip to the finals. But one giant roadblock still stands in the way.
They're talking about sweep. And he said, I got to remind them, it's not about sweep right now. It's about winning 1 game and moving on.
Want to be on that same line of the NBA record books with the Chicago Stags. Look at the Chicago Bulls starting lineup: Michael Jordan and Ron Harper in the backcourt. And up front, Luke Longley with Scottie Pippen and Dennis Rodman.
First of all, at this time of the year, you're not even thinking about or talking about, however, but during a playoff series, there's always that kind of talk about coaching changes, especially the way this series has gone.
But the ball, apparently someone jumped in too quickly on part of the Chicago Bulls. Was
The fervor and the passion in the Magic defense to start this ballgame about something different.
Michael Jordan.
Michael Jordan just getting that little handoff from Dennis Rodman, and a good look as Shaquille guarding Rodman, too slow to get out and challenge Jordan Scott. Good defensive job. Scott over for another steal.
Harper changed his mind. Jordan with the show-the-ball move on Hardaway. Rodman has been saying, well, O'Neal will be a great player someday. Nice move by Michael Jordan. He's 3 of 3. Has 6 points.
Ron Harper's shooting has been very poor in this series, but his defense has been exceptional.
Keel trying the spin move and was shoved by Longley. So, Luke committing his second.
Series, Shaq has stayed going to the middle against Luke Longley and has a lot of success on the spin to the baseline against Wennington. He figured I might as well try it on somebody else. And now Phil Jackson's going to come with Kukoc and go small. Penny Hardaway felt pressure. They got a pressure release. He just drove through everybody, was going to attack that rim, and finally to dish off to Shaq.
Short. Trying to go glass, and he was hacked by Bowie.
Well, nothing tentative.
Michael Jordan, who had difficulty at the foul line in unusual fashion on Saturday, 6 of 11 at the line. Both clubs had problems. Chicago 18 for 31, Orlando 10 of 24. How about
I don't know where he was on the floor, never located the rim.
Scott? Rebound punched aside by O'Neal out of bounds.
He's a little reluctant to do it.
Now Dennis Scott is guarding Michael Jordan, who shoots over him and hits from downtown. Jordan is 4 for 4. He has 11 fouls. Turner now on the floor along with Jordan, Pippen, Kukoc, and Bushler. Michael Jordan makes it 5 for 5. He has 13 points, and he's brought to go. Hardaway with a beautiful move. Spinning good play on Pippen.
Situation isolated against Dennis Scott here, just putting the ball on the floor, a little pump fake, getting him off balance to knock down the shot, and then Penny Hardaway working one-on-one against Scottie Pippen, beats him with the now.
Providing a respite for Michael Jordan. Randy Brown, the solid defensive player in his 5th season out of New Mexico. In this series, the ball will go back to Orlando. You always have the feeling that he is lurking out there.
defense from Orlando. They're making some lazy passes.
Shot clock at 5. Jordan posting up Bowie. And continues the superb shooting. 6 for 6 from the field. That is the first call against the Bulls.
Michael Jordan catching out of the corner of his eyes. The move by Donald Royal to come double. Knew that he could take that quick, hard step and explode into the air and shoot over the smaller Bowie.
Hardaway scored the last 9 points. And the Orlando Magic foul is called as Royal took the push.
The foul number 23.
Foul on Jordan. That is his first.
I said the smaller Bowie, actually Anthony Bowie and Michael Jordan about the same height, 6'5" or so, but when Michael gets into the air, he all of a sudden becomes taller, much taller than Anthony Bowie.
The score, 33-25, Orlando. We are early in the second quarter. Marv Albert with Matt Jurgis, Ahmad Rashad, and Jim Gray from the arena. They double up on Jordan. And Michael in a crowd got blocked. It is on O'Neal, that's his first.
Tell in his body language he feels the Magic are getting the benefit of a lot of calls.
And back comes Kukoc. Setting up Bussler for 3. Yes. John Bussler has done a terrific job game in and game out coming off the bench. Again, it's Scott defending on Jordan around him and then took a hard hit. Shaquille O'Neal got him with the hip.
Foul number 3 is Scott.
Foul though called on Scott. Got him first, and that's
In trouble. He's not going to just rely on the jump shot all the time. He's just going to put that head down, try to draw some contact, and get to the foul line and get other people in foul trouble.
now Jordan guarded by Hardaway. Looking to shake him off. Jordan with the rebound. Michael Jordan, 7 for 7 from the field. He has 17 points.
You can sense the look or see the look on the face of Michael Jordan as Penny Hardaway is challenging him with his defense. Michael loves that kind of thing, but so far Penny has done a pretty good job on it.
Joe Wolf getting set to check in. And at the other end, it's Jordan for Longley for his first field goal. Terrific game yesterday. Seattle able to hold on for the win, and they are up 3 games to 1. Sonics and Jazz. Michael Jordan, who's been terrific. Penny Hardaway holding up his own with 6 of 9, 15 points. And Hugh Hollins with the call away from the ball.
Well, there, Michael not needing as much scoring throughout this game. Game 1 was a blowout. He just kind of stood around and occasionally chipped in when he had to. He had to turn it on that third quarter of game 2.
Here is Jordan. Rodman with the putback. So Michael with his first miss.
Oh, good call coming out of that last timeout. Post up for Penny Hardaway head and drive to the basket. This time he avoided the contact, unable to finish that shot. But Dennis Rodman, who's been quiet on the boards,
Has been quiet, only 1 of 5 from the field. Jordan with the step. And rebounded by O'Neal. Well, apparently the muscle spasms in the neck got worse. Jordan was fouled.
Michael was forced to the baseline side. And the whole Magic crowd reacting, obviously. Little shove there by Penny Hardaway as Jordan fell down, but it was a late whistle, and that's why the crowd is reacting, Shaquille reacting, and then Penny Hardaway, for the most part, has not been griping with the officials and really coming over to get into Penny's ear and say, hey, leave the referees alone, just keep foul
Going over the limit. Tony Kukoc back on the floor, replacing Steve Kerr, who did not score. O'Neal trying to save it and step down.
Phil Wellington looking very tentative, passing out an open shot and forcing a bad one airball.
Whoa! Draws the foul. Donald Royal, who can take it to the basket extremely effectively with that first step. And when he's getting the playing time, spends much time at at the foul line. He's a slashing style player. Here's the driving move.
No complaint from Michael, just a little smirk, and no.
Shaquille O'Neal's inconsistent free throw shooting. A loose ball foul is called. The Wolf.
For much of the first quarter, when the Magic came out and played with a great deal of emotion, now I think he senses his team going backwards. He's trying to do something to get them fired up, and then, of course, get himself affecting him mentally right now. He has a very quizzical look on his face, but he has been coming off the bench all year long for the Orlando Magic and making a nice contribution.
Matt measuring the quizzical look on the face of Joe Wolf. He looks like that all the time, huh?
Even more.
Very pensive. Shot clock at 5. Bushler for 3. Yes. Of 14 from the field. So 67 points for the Magic on Saturday. Here in the first half, they have already scored 56. It is 56-47. Hardaway, can he get it off? He does. And that is the end of the first half. Shaquille O'Neal with 19. Penny Hardaway with 15. That man, Michael Jordan, with 20 points on 7 of 9 from the field. Bob Costas and the Prudential halftime report coming up after these words.
Orlando leading it 56-47. Jordan had 20 points. He made his first 7 shots from the field.
Michael Jordan hit his first 7 shots, finished 7 of 9 in his 23 minutes for 20 points. As we approach the start of the second half, remember Orlando led by 15 at halftime in Game 2 in Chicago. Jordan, the only Bull in double figures with 20 for Orlando. And that a positive stat. Brian Hill checks over the first half rundown. Here's Michael Jordan. Not able to get it to Jordan. Scottie Pippen only 2 for 7 from the field. Bowie and Hardaway in the backcourt. And Bowie lost it to Hopper. 2-on-1. Pippen with Jordan. Michael Jordan from Scottie Pippen.
And Pippen got away with a grab and hold on Anthony Harper.
Violation.
A good ball pressure on the part of Ron Harper as Anthony Bowie did not protect the ball. And then that little grab was the spin move, and Luke Longley has 3 personal fouls.
That's the streak ends at 6. And the Bulls, 51. Toronto Bulls, on the other hand, looking for a 4-game sweep. And that would like the rest period awaiting the winner between Seattle and Utah. Jordan. Michael getting the roll. 25 for Jordan. And a 5-point.
Well, the ball just being swung around the perimeter, and finally it goes into the hands of Michael Jordan with the shot clock winding down, having to just take a jump shot over.
Jordan for 3.
Will present to you a lot of times, but they still have to get some slashes and drives to the basket to be effective.
Longley setting the screen. Jordan tries to slice his way and had it out on the side. It will be Chicago ball with 4 on the shot clock.
Amazing how the ball winds up in the hands of Michael Jordan or Scottie Pippen with that shot clock winding down, but they do have the ability to create, make something happen. No complaint by Michael there. Good block by Shaq.
Hardaway had it poked away by Pippen. Fast break 3-on-1. Left by Pippen. Short foul by O'Neal.
Good job of Shaq getting back in transition. Here's the strip by Pippen to send this fast break going, getting the ball to Pippen in the middle, and Shaq hustling back to stop the lay-in.
6:56 to go in the third. The Magic by 9. Saturday, Orlando shooting 60% for the game.
If you get yourself moving around defensively and aggressive, and then do a good job on the boards, although they've given up 11 offensive rebounds to Chicago, but not gotten hurt that much by second chance points. Michael Jordan already with 26 in this game, but still getting very little help offensively from his teammates.
Still, no one else in double figures. Jordan with 27.
James sitting on that bench for a long time now over the last 3 games, saying he's not going to beat me baseline anyway. Gave him the middle.
Jordan hits the three. That is his second from downtown, and he now has 30.
There, when Shaq is ready to shoot the ball, he's in there to make a couple of turnaround jumpers. Nice little brush screen by Ron Harper. As Anthony Bowie trying to go over the top there. Michael Jordan getting a good look at a three.
Now 3.
He knew he threw a bullet right into the hands of Lincoln. An excellent outlet pass by Dennis Rodman.
Not protecting the throw on Jordan into the foul. Jordan looking for the steal is hit with his 3rd foul. Shot clock at 7. Jordan operating against Bowie. Yes, and it counts. A foul on Bowie, and Jordan heads back to the line. Michael Jordan single-handedly bringing the Bulls back.
With the shot clock winding down, how many times have we said that? Michael in the post has felt very comfortable in his ability to stay away from Anthony Bowie going up to that jump shot. Michael sees that double team coming from the weak side. Joe Wolf.
3-point play by Jordan. Here's the trap on the Bulls. Jordan has 33 points. 5-point lead for the Magic. With pressure, nice touch by Chicago. Jordan with the move.
11 for 17 from the field, and the tough part about it for Anthony is that Michael is 9 for 10 from the line. You cannot put Michael Jordan on the free throw line in double-figure math, except when his teammates are not getting involved offensively.
Bowie starting for the injured Nick Anderson. Now Hardaway is defending on Jordan. Michael Jordan with 13 of his game-high 33 here in the 3rd quarter. As Jordan trying to slice his way, he is called for a traveling violation.
A little shuffle on the feet, but I think why Dick Bavetta called it is he felt that Michael Jordan put the ball down with 2 hands. Let's see if he does. As he gets inside. Now he put it down 1 hand, and I don't think he shuffled his feet.
The pass from Hardaway overthrown. And again, traveling on Jordan. The play by Scott that caused the turnover.
Now this one is a walk as he takes that extra step. Good defensive play by Dennis Rodman. The surprise on Michael Jordan. A lot of times officials will call the walk because it looks a little bit different.
Just under 2 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter. Jordan to the fadeaway. 73-69. Rodman missing on the first free throw, so he is 1 of 3. Chicago has outscored Orlando 28-18 here. Scott looking for the shot, blocked by Kukoc. And being applauded by Phil Jackson. And took 3 at the arena. It's the Bulls by 1. Jordan 12 of 18, 35 points in all. We'll be back after these words from your local station. With an enormous 3rd quarter. Did it in game 2. In fact, it was Jordan by himself outscoring the Magic in game 2, 17-16 to rally the Bulls in that come-from-behind effort. A very quiet. And Rodman. Shot clock at 6. Jordan, yes. Michael Jordan with 37 points. And it's the Bulls with a 3-point lead to the line.
Well, Michael Jordan with the taller Penny Hardaway on really doesn't get up in the air high enough to challenge that shot. Double team coming as Michael gets a
shot for Curry. Passed on it. Here's Jordan. And he'll regroup. Rodman. And it's poked away. Hopper on the recovery. And the foul is called as Tomcat got to the rebound and was hit from behind by Jordan. Timeout taken with 9:55 to go in the fourth. The Bulls lead by 4. Hardaway called for the...
As Michael Jordan rests, and happy first teammates.
Hardaway got a piece of it, but recaptured by Rodman. 8-point Chicago lead after they trail most of the way. Michael Jordan with 39. And you know that Michael is enjoying this. He's back at the scene of his biggest playoff miscues here in Orlando a year ago, and you know that he is using it as a positive. Magic desperately trying to hang on, looking to force a big game in Chicago. Jordan with 30. Michael Jordan with 42 points.
And the only hesitation there to make sure both feet behind the line.
And for Shaquille, that is number 5.
Well, the Bulls able to break down the full-court pressure of the Magic, getting the ball to the middle of the floor where Scottie Pippen had a good look.
So the Chicago Bulls, who went 72-10 during the regular season, best record in the history of the league, looking to continue the dominance coming into today. They have won 2. Both teams are over at 11, and Jordan will go to the line. While the Orlando Magic are now facing the prospect of being swept from the playoffs for the 3rd. For growth, the injuries can be used as a cop-out at this point, and certainly having severe injuries. Shot clock at 5. Jordan with the pull-up. Yes. 45 points for Michael Jordan. 6 of 8. 15 points. And the Bulls now lead 100-93. A minute 20 remaining in the fourth. Jordan firing one up. He thought he was fouled. Rodman got him the ball back, though. But did not hit the rim, so the shot clock is down to 5. Kukoc shot clock, and now the foul is coming. With a minute 5 remaining in this fourth quarter. Foul is called on Jordan. The Bulls lead by 7. The Magic will be headed to the line. We'll be right back.
With that call, he felt he was going for a loose ball off that rebound, and looking after the official thing, too, I told you.
So Scott misses on both.
Well, for the Chicago Bulls, and really kind of in the history of Michael Jordan, when he has had to score so many points by himself, pretty much the case today, at Pippen in double figures, that the Bulls have lost those ball games. But he was able to play such a marvelous game today and carry it home.
16 of 23 from the field, 10 of 12 at the line, along with 5 assists for Jordan. Stop the clock. Pippen, 2 of 4 at the line, and a 67% free throw shooter during the season.
Well, it wasn't a typical all-around Scottie Pippen performance. He played so well. The Bulls seem to feel when he is on with his outside shot.
Bulls lead by 7. Well, the Chicago Bulls are on their way to making it a 4-game sweep of the Orlando Magic as they make their way. Hardaway caught a shot, and now took a shot in the eye with 3 7/10 seconds remaining.
Well, the Chicago Bulls defense with the Magic down 7, aware that they're going to try to set something up from behind the line, making sure they have a lot of pressure. You have to have your take charge guys to make sure he gets your team into what you want to do in your offensive end.
And the foul given on Jordan at the free throw line. We're now down to 2 7/10 seconds remaining. The regular season, able to break the record of the 1972 Los Angeles Lakers, who had won 69 and lost 13. A record-breaking 72-victory season. They've been saying all along that it would not mean anything unless they win another championship. Well, they will have that opportunity as they are headed back to the final round.
I think they're as surprised even as the Magic are with Orlando's performance. I think they were anticipating a much more difficult series.
Well, Jordan missing on both, but did not matter. The Bulls have swept the Magic. Jordan finishes with 45 points. The Bulls do it 106 to 101 as the Orlando Magic have been similar to Penny Hardaway, did not come up big. Jack finished.
Thanks, Marv. Michael, a year ago when you lost this team in the playoffs, there's a lot of motivation for you. You came down here and said that it wasn't a personal vendetta, but a team vendetta. But you've got to feel awful good about this series.
Well, I felt good that, we really saw a challenge and we were faced with the challenge. I can say in every game, a different guy stepped up and gave us support, and I think that's what this team is all about. It's not a one individual type of team. And, today it was my turn. Some of the guys couldn't get it going offensively. And I stepped it up a little bit, and, everybody rallied around that.
You guys have been so exceptional in the fourth quarter, offensively and defensively. How do you explain that?
Well, I think that's the time in the playoffs. That's the most crucial time. You want to execute, you want to play solid defense, you want to do all the necessary things to win the games. Last year, I wasn't in a rhythm to do that for this team, or we really didn't have a good understanding for each other to do that. So this year I had a better understanding about the team, and I think they had a better understanding about myself, and we were able to function down the stretch.
All right, we will see you in the final. Congratulations. All right, let's go over to Jim Gray.
All right, thank you very much, Ahmad. I'm here with Dennis Rodman.
Time with Game 5 of the Western Conference Finals between the Utah Jazz and the Seattle Supersonics. Sonics, of course, lead that series 3 games to 1. That's Fresh Prince, followed by the powerful world premiere movie Shattered Minds, starring Heather Locklear, from Matt Kukas, Ahmad Rashad, and Jim Gray. Marv Albert saying so long. This has been the NBA on NBC.